first of all, I went and saw Chris Pontius. I don't know if you guys know Chris Pontius, aka Party Boy from the hit series Jackass. And if you guys don't know the Chase Yama lore, I grew up watching Jackass way too young. And Jackass is what inspired me to pick up the camera. Me and my friends would do silly stunts and pranks, and then I would post them onto YouTube. So really, I wouldn't even be here, maybe even literally in general in life, if it weren't for Jackass. So I'm a huge fan. So far, I think it was 2 years ago I met Steve-O, and that was a really crazy thing because yeah, Steve-O was always like probably my favorite person from Jackass. It was to the point where like I would call myself Chase-O. Which is very cringe to think about today. But anyway, so yeah, I saw an Instagram post from Chris Pontius that he would be performing here in Hawaii, and I was like, no way, Jose. So yeah, I went, and it was really interesting. So Chris Pontius had announced that he was going to be performing at like a hotel. So this is a hotel in Waikiki here in Hawaii. And I didn't know anything about this hotel. I've never heard about it in my life. Well, because I don't go to town a lot. I hate town, honestly, because it's too much for me. It's too like busy, and like, you know, there's a lot of characters out there in town, so I never go to town. But like, yeah, so I had never heard of this hotel, and then we get there, and it's just like this little like pool area. So like I walked in literally from like this door on the left hand side, and then it's just like, it's set up here. I've joked about how it felt like I was at a wedding because there's like all these white like wooden folding chairs, and then just like a spotlight and a microphone here in the middle. And so I was like, okay, interesting. This is a very interesting thing. And like, I mean, no judgment. I thought it was because, so from what I understand, the way this event was even sort of planned or executed was like, I believe Chris Pontius and friends know the owner of this hotel. So it was kind of like the owner of this hotel had set this whole thing up, which, I mean, yeah, it was kind of a, I don't want to say janky, but like it was a very like low key kind of like a very casual type of thing. But yeah, so I get there, it felt like a wedding, and then it was only like me, these people, and then like a few other people. And I was like, oh, I was very nervous because like, I don't know, it felt, I was scared that I was gonna get like picked on or something. But anyway, so yeah, it's like this very just like small, just intimate setting. And so I sit down, the like bar waitress lady asks if I want anything, and I got a Sprite. I'm the most boring person to like go to bars with because I just get a Sprite. Especially because I have to drive, like, you know, don't drink and drive, kids, honestly. And then yeah, so it was Chris Pontius, this one local comedian, as his opener. So his openers were the local comedian, and then it was, oops, sorry, I just tugged on the microphone. It was this guy who is the third person, Rachel Wolfson, the new girl from the latest Jackass movie. This is her boyfriend. So it was the local guy, Rachel Wolfson's boyfriend, and then Rachel Wolfson. And then yeah, I didn't know anything about Rachel Wolfson's boyfriend. I knew she had, like, I knew of like, you know, that she had a boyfriend, but like I never like watched any of his stand-up clips or anything. He was really funny. I had a nice cackle. He joked about how when he was performing, he joked about how like it felt like he was performing in a jail. because it was just like this little like it felt like a patio area. And that's the other thing too, is like I feel like I can't repeat any of the jokes that I heard because they're so adult themed. So I can't repeat any jokes on my little Nintendo channel. But yeah, so Chris Pontius, he like told stories from like all of like the Jackass, like his time on Jackass and like Wild Boys too, which is like very interesting to hear as a fan. So that was really cool. He played a song on the ukulele. Very cool. Really cool. I always say this whenever like I meet people who I've like idolized or like have seen, you know, have been a fan of, but like it's always super crazy to actually see them in person, to like even be in like the same room as them, because it's like you don't really seeing someone on a screen compared to actually seeing them in 4D real life is like really like crazy. So yeah, that was really cool. Because it was such an intimate setting, they did or I guess Chris Pontius mainly did like a meet and greet afterwards. So this was when I got to meet Chris Pontius. Surprisingly, look, we're like on the same eye level almost. Which is really crazy because I'm super duper short. I am incredibly short. So like the fact that I was even close to the same height as Chris Pontius was really surprising to me. I always envisioned him being like a really like tall, like jacked dude, which he is, but like, yeah, I was surprised because I'm so short. But he was super cool. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Yeah, it was super cool. I talked to him about how I really like his podcast, and I was excited for more episodes of his podcast. And then afterwards, I went to go meet Rachel Wolfson and her boyfriend, Adam. Oh God, Adam. Right? Oh God, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not messing up names. That's so embarrassing. But he was super cool. He was asking me about like what it's like to live in Hawaii. And so that was cool. He's really cool. Rachel Wolfson, very nice. Before I took this picture, she said, "Come in the middle and then we'll pretend like you're our child." And I was like, cool. And then, yeah, I did this. So I do this thing where like, whenever I meet celebrities, I print out a Polaroid to ask them to sign. So I printed out this one for Chris Pontius. And I also printed out the picture that we got. And then, yeah, so he signed that one. And then I printed out another one for Rachel Wolfson. She signed it. I felt bad because I was like, oh, I only asked Rachel for a signature and not her boyfriend. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, and then I posted it on Instagram and Threads, and then she responded, which is very nice. I always get a kick out of that kind of stuff. But yeah, just very nice people. Huge fan. You know, I literally like I honestly kind of obsess over Jackass. Like it's such a I'm so fascinated by it. Like even like the production side of Jackass I think is super duper interesting. So yeah, just huge fan. It was really cool. Everybody was super nice, and yeah, I mean, yeah, Chris Pontius is such a legend. So many just like classic, you know, lines. I posted on my Instagram like literally something that a line that I'd like repeat or like I think about so often is like you know, that was intense, really intense. Well, not really intense, but pretty intense. I love it so much. So yeah, that was a really cool experience, and it was super duper cool to meet Chris Pontius.